Hello and welcome to Football Betting System. Here we are today with the free tips for the 1st of March 2020. So we have a lot of games again because it's a Sunday. So we start with the African CAF Confederations Cup. And I will just tell you the teams on which we will bet. So we start with Njimbe International. We bet that they will win. We will bet on the Pyramids FC, as well as Al Nasser Benghazi and RSB Berkane. In the Argentinian Superliga, we bet on San Lorenzo, we bet on Lanús, Arsenal Sarandi, and we bet a draw or Argentinos Juniors to win. Then in the Argentina Primera Nacional, we bet on Platense, CA Estudiantes, Gimnasia Mendoza, San Martin San Juan, and CA Mitre. Then in Australia we bet on Western United, and we bet on Brisbane Roar or a draw. When it comes to Austria, we bet on Hartberg or a draw, Mattersburg or a draw, Austria Wien or a draw, St. Pölten or a draw, as well as Admira Wacker Mödling or a draw. In the Erste Liga in Austria we bet on Wacker Innsbruck. Then in Azerbaijan, the Yuksak Liga, we bet on Zira IK and on Neftchi Baku. Then in Belgium, the Jupiler League, we bet on KRC Genk or a draw. We bet on Sporting Charleroi, and we bet on AA Ghent. Then in Bolivia, we bet on Nacional Potosi. We bet on Real Potosi or a draw. We bet on Aurora Cochabamba or a draw. And we bet on Jorge Wilstermann. And then in Bosnia Herzegovina, the Premier League, we bet on Selik Zenica. I will scroll a bit down and we continue with Brazil. In the Carioca League, we bet on Fluminense. In Gaucho League, we bet on Brasil de Pelotas. In the Mineiro League, we bet on Cruzeiro. And on the Paulista League, we bet on Sao Paulo. For the Bulgarian Prva Liga, we bet on a Slavia Sofia or a draw. And we bet on Arda Kırjeli or a draw. In Chile, we have a bets on Coquimbo Inudo, on O'Higgins, and on Antofagasta or a draw. For the Primera B in Chile, we bet on Deportes Temuco, City Santa Cruz, Nublense, San Marcos de Arica or a draw, as well as Copiapó or a draw. Then in Colombia we got the Primera A. We bet on Deportivo Pasto, Envigado or a draw, Atlético Bucaramanga or a draw, and on Once Caldas. In the Primera B, we bet on Real Cartagena, Atlético Huila, as well as Unión Magdalena and Leones FC or a draw. In Costa Rica, we bet on Guadalupe FC, we bet on Santos de Guapiles, and we bet on Deportivo Saprissa. In Cyprus, we will go for a draw or a win for AEK Larnaca, as well as a Gnosis Neon Paralimni. And in the Czech Liga, we bet on Slavia Prague, and we bet on Bohemians 1905. Then we continue with Denmark. We have Randers FC. We got Odense BK. We got Lyngby BK or a draw, as well as FC Copenhagen. Then in the first division in Denmark we have Skive IK. We got Roskilde or a draw, and we got Vejle BK. Then in the Ecuador Primera A we go for Olmedo Riobamba, SD Aucas or Emelec or a draw. And in the Serie B we go for America de Quito, Atletico Porteno or a draw, and Guala Seo. Then in England we have the Premier League. We bet on Tottenham Hotspur against Wolverhampton Wanderers. We bet on Manchester United against Everton. We have the EFL Cup, in which we bet for Aston Villa or a draw. In the League One we bet on Coventry City, and in the Isthmian League we bet on Merstham or a draw. For the Super Cup in Estonia we bet on Flora Tallinn, and in the League One in France we bet on OSC Lille, Girondin Bordeaux and Olympique Lyon. We continue with Germany, where we will start with the first Bundesliga. We bet on VfL Wolfsburg. We bet on RB Leipzig, Eintracht Frankfurt, and in the second Bundesliga we bet on Arminia Bielefeld, VfL Bochum and VfL Osnabrück. Then in the third Liga we bet on Ingolstadt and SV Meppen. We continue with Greece, and in the Super League 1 we bet on Larissa, Aris Saloniki, Skoda Shanti or a draw, Lamia FC or a draw, Panathinaikos or a draw, and we bet on Panathinaikos and Panionios or a draw. In the Super League 2 in Greece we have AE Karaiskakis or a draw, as well as Panachaiki or a draw. In the Football League we play on Olympiakos Volos or a draw. We play on Ialisos or a draw, and Kalamata or a draw. In the Icelandic League Cup we go for Thora Karari and Magni. Then in the Israel Ligat HAL we bet on Sektia Nes Tzionia, Beitar Jerusalem, Maccabi Haifa. Then in India, in the Super League we bet on Bangalore, and in the I-League we bet on Trau FC or a draw. Then in the Indonesian Super League we have Pusamania Borneo, we got Persipura Jayapura, we got Persela Lamongan or a draw, we got PSM Makassar, and we got Persita Tangerang or a draw. Okay, that brings us to the Italian League, and we think some of these games will not go through, unfortunately, but yeah, we have still placed the bets on them, so I will go through them. We got AC Milan, we got Brescia, we got Parma FC, we got Atalanta Bergamo, we got Cagliari or a draw, we got Juventus. In the Serie B we got Pescara, and in the Serie C we got Rieti, Regina, Rende, Catania, Ternana, Teramo, Potenza, Bari and Virtus Francavilla. Then in Kenya, we bet on Wazito FC, on Mathare United, Kenya Commercial Bank, as well as Kakamega Homeboys. In the Liga MX for Mexico, we bet on Club Leon, as well as Santos Laguna. Then in the Netherlands, we have FC Utrecht, Feyenoord, Sparta Rotterdam, and AZ Alkmaar or a draw. Then in Paraguay, we play on Sportivo Luqueño or a draw. And in Peru, we play on Cesar Vallejo. Then for Poland, we got Korona Chelsea, we got LKS Lodz or a draw, as well as Slask Wroclaw. Then in the first Liga in Poland, we have Stal Mielec. This team with Bielso Biala, Puszczyca Nipoliomici. And then in the second league we got Pogon Sitose and or a draw, as well as Olympia Elbląg or a draw. Then in Portugal we go for Pacos Ferreira, we go for Sporting Braga, and we go for Tondela or a draw. Then in the second league we have Mafra or a draw. No, only Mafra, sorry, not a draw. Just City Mafra. We got Covilla, we got Porto 2, we got Villa Francense or a draw, and we got Cova Piedade. Then one game in Romania, Universitatea Craiova to win. Then we got the Russian Premier League, where we bet on Tambov, we bet on FK Ufa or a draw, and we bet on Arsenal Tula. Then in the Scottish FA Cup, we bet on Celtic. Then in the Serbian Superliga, we go for Vojvodina Novi Sad, Javor Ivančica, Mladost Lukani, Baka Topola, Ratnik Nis, Ratnik Surdulica, Proletar Novi Sad, and Crvena Zvezda. We continue with the Slovenian League, where we bet on NS Mora as well as NK Domžale. And in Slovakia, we bet on Slovan Bratislava, SKF Seret or a draw, FK Senica, Spartak Trnava, Zemplin Michalovce or a draw, and DAK Dunajska Streda or a draw. We got the South African Premier Soccer League, where we bet on Polowan City as well as Baroka Swallows or a draw. We got the Spanish La Liga, where we bet on Sevilla FC, Atletico Bilbao, RCD Espanyol or a draw, Getafe, and Real Madrid to beat Barcelona. Then in the Segunda Liga we got Mirandes or a draw, we got Elche, CD Lugo or a draw, Fuenlabrada, and Real Oviedo. Then we go to the Swedish Cup, where we bet on Norrköping, Falkenbergs, Malmo FF, Orgright or a draw, Kalmar, Hammarby, and we bet a draw for Sundsvall against Varbergs. Then in the Swiss League, Luzern or a draw, FC Thun, Lugano or a draw, and in the second league we have Winterthur or a draw. Then we have Thailand, the Premier League. We have Trat FC, we got Samut Prakan City, we got Thai Port FC, and we got Muang Thong United. In the second league we play for Samut Sakon or a draw, Udon Thani or a draw, Lampang or Uthai Thani. Then in Turkey we got the Super League, where we bet on Denizlispor, Sivasspor and Genkler Birligi or a draw. Then in the TFF 1 League we bet on Erzurumspor, Umraniyespor, Istanbulspor and Altay Izmir. And then in the TFF the second league we bet on Heki Moglu Trabzon, Ahmetspor, Afiyet Afyonspor, Sancaktepe Belediye, Pendikspor or a draw, Yeni Korumspor or a draw. We bet a draw on Konyaspor and Kırkalispor. We bet on Vanspor, Bandimarspor, Usakspor or a draw, Kirsihir Belediyespor, Etimesget Belediyespor or a draw, and Bayburt Ozel Idar Genç or a draw. And then we get to the end. We got the Ukrainian Vysya Liga, where we bet on Olympic Donetsk or a draw, as well as Vorskla Poltava or a draw. And in the United States, the Major League Soccer, we bet on Columbus Crew, we bet on FC Cincinnati or a draw, we bet on Chicago Fire or a draw, we bet on Los Angeles FC, as well as Minnesota United or a draw. And lastly, in the Venezuelan Primera Division, we bet on Deportivo La Guaira, we bet on Yaracuyanos San Felipe, as well as Portuguesa FC. So that's it for today. Another whole bunch of games, 240 to be exact. So it's going to be also a very busy Sunday. I thank you for your time. I hope you liked it. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you for the next one. Bye bye.